And we get you those latest pictures as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is now conducting, or rather chairing, that very important meet. This after he took an aerial survey of the landslide hit areas in Wayanad. In fact, he arrived this morning in Kannur at about 11. He reviewed the relief and rehabilitation efforts, and even as he is slated to interact further with survivors, this is that very important meeting that is underway with all the state officials who were involved in the relief and rescue operations, and of course all the important ministers of the Kerala government, including Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, as they all left for Wayanad in the Indian Air Force Mi-17 helicopter. That aerial survey that was conducted in Wayanad, and teams involved in the rescue operation who are briefing him about the evacuation efforts. Let me cut across to Ashwin, who has been tracking every single movement of the Prime Minister ever since he touched down in Kannur. What are the details you're receiving as far as this particular meeting is concerned? This is, we understand that he's getting a brief from the teams who have been involved in the rescue operation with regards to further help from the centre. What more are you learning, Ashwin?
Well, a very crucial meeting. In fact, what we see are people who are the stakeholders. For instance, Prime Minister Modi is sitting with the Chief Minister of Kerala and the Governor of Kerala, Arif Mohammed Khan, and the Minister of State for Petroleum and the lone BJP MP from the state. Along with that, you can see all the key state ministers, including Revenue Minister K. Rajan, the PWD Minister Mohammed Riaz, and several other top ministers in the Pinarayi Vijayan cabinet. You can also see the Congress MLA from Calcutta, Mr. Siddique, also sitting, while the Chief Secretary Venu is briefing Prime Minister about the situation. He's also doing a presentation that you can see, and the DIG of police is also there along with that. So a very, very important meet. This comes right after an aerial survey done by Prime Minister Modi, followed by a visit directly at the landslide area in Churalmala as well as in Mundakai, where Prime Minister Modi met with lots of officials and took an understanding on the ground. What is the situation that is going on the ground? So certainly the visuals speak of the seriousness at which the Prime Minister's office has taken this tragedy. It goes a long way to, it gives a solace to those who are watching, also the people who have been affected. Seriously, the Prime Minister taking cognizance also gives a message that he is very keen to help the state in any ways possible to avert a tragedy, and also solace to those who have been affected by the tragedy.
Continue talking to us, Ashwin, because we understand that search continues for those who've lost their lives in these landslides. Meanwhile, even as evacuation efforts that are on in full swing, not just for the injured who are now recuperating, but even to get life back to normal in terms of now repair works of all the damage that it led to. What's the further plan?
Well, the situation on the ground is such that there cannot be any of those people who have been living in this area, they cannot be brought back and settled in. That is one of the biggest challenges, because it has been proven beyond doubt that a landslip can happen again if there's a continuous rain for the next 3-4 days. So this area has to be abandoned, which essentially means the entire village have to be moved to another area, a safer place, and a township has to be built. Such is the problem in this place that it cannot, the people cannot go back to this land what they own. Unfortunately, that's the situation on the ground because of the dangers which is lurking of the particular topography of this place as well, which essentially means that all people who have lost their homes, and also people, even if their homes are not damaged, who are living in this area, will also have to be moved out. Such is the scale of the rehabilitation effort that needs to be taken in. And as you can see in these visuals, Prime Minister Modi looking at all these details, in particular, the Chief Secretary Venu also presenting it, while the Revenue Department officials are also there to give the Prime Minister what is the actual number of people who have been displaced, what is the massive scale of this this tragedy and how can we bring back people solace? How can we people are living in languishing in various camps? How can they be rehabilitated? So these are the key challenges that is there in front of the state government. So certainly assistance is being asked by the state government from the union to ensure that maximum number of support is given in terms of revenue, in terms of support, assistance, as well as skills that needs to be given while undertaking such a mammoth task. So it is a very peculiar situation on this ground. What we essentially understand is that it's a very fragile area, and getting back people in that very same spot could be harmful. So the entire administration is thinking of building a separate township in a separate area altogether, thereby taking out all the people who are living in this particular part of the town. This is remember, this is just 2 villages in southern tip of Wayanad. It's not the entire district of Wayanad. It's just a small tip of Wayanad, and that has been affected. So certainly actionable work is going on, and the Prime Minister is being briefed. State government is planning to do on it, and he is also taking stock of the situation.